Daniel Dubois knocked out Ebenezer Tetteh in one round last week on the BT Sports main event. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Remstar Says So. So let's get into this one, guys. Oh my god. Remstar Says So. This must be like my fifth video in 2 days. Now, this is a record for me, especially as I've been mad busy. But I really want to get back into this channel. I really want to start making content for you guys again. You guys have been very patient with me. I launched this channel, what, 9 months ago? Sometime in January, about 8.5, 9 months ago. And when I first sort of launched, I was banging out videos, but my life has changed a lot since then. Not really going to go into too much, but yeah, I've been very busy. But you guys have been very patient, and I really want to start getting in a couple of videos a week for you, because a lot of you guys in the comments have really sort of stuck with me through the thick and thin. Um, and there's been a lot of positive comments. Obviously, you get the negative ones, but let's get into this one. Daniel Dubois took out the Ghanaian nightmare Ebenezer Tetteh in one round. What did we know about Ebenezer Tetteh? Well, honestly, not much. He came over here with a very padded record of about. He came with a very padded record of about 17 and 0 or 18 and 0. But the fact is, I think most of the people he was fighting were maybe like just Z level opponents, E level. I don't really know. I don't know much about the guy. Before he came over, he said that he was going to avenge the loss of his countryman Richard Latte, who really came over here to rock. Richard Latte, in comparison to Ebenezer Tete, well, Richard Latte came to fight Ebenezer. I mean, he might be a bit of a geezer, but that's about as far as it goes and stops. Frank Warren said he was a bit of a geezer, and I think he was really having a giraffe, man. There we go. He came over here 19 and 0 with 16 KOs, and I don't know, like the guys he were fighting. I'm just looking at on his record on BoxRec right now. I'd never heard of anybody that he fought before. His third fight, he fought a guy who was 2 and 0. I mean, 2 losses, no wins, then 4 losses, no wins, 3 losses, no win. The first time he fought somebody who actually won a fight was in his sixth fight, and this was a journeyman who had won one fight and lost 11. Then he fought a guy who was 2 wins, 5 losses, 0 wins, 8 losses, and then he finally stepped up when he fought Maxwell Amponsa, who was 8 and 0, and he beat him for the Pan African light heavyweight title. Then he fought a guy called Daniel Ajacho, who was 4 wins and 25 losses. And then he fought a guy who was 18 wins and 20 losses. I mean, all you got to do is just look at his record and see he's been fighting like Ghanaian and African cab drivers, guys that probably do boxing as maybe their second or third career. People that just really didn't give a shit. I mean, I was really looking forward to this fight because I thought to myself, okay, Richard Latte. I thought to myself, if Richard Latte came over here and did a good job and sort of lasted until the later rounds, maybe this guy, maybe he might be able to do something. But realistically, he was another cab driver. He was another bum. I think the thing about Daniel Dubois is that Daniel Dubois is a lot better than we thought he was. He's progressing so quickly, and the fact is that for where he is, a guy who's only had 13 fights, he's way in front of all these other heavyweights. But is he ready to mix it with like the fringe level contenders? I don't particularly know, but he's just making mincemeat of the rest of these guys. I mean, he knocked out Richard Latte in 4 rounds in a 10th rounder. He knocked out Razvan Kajanu in 2 rounds. This is a guy that took Joseph Parker the 12-round distance. I think the only real blemish on Daniel Dubois' record so far was having a points victory over Kevin Johnson. But apart from that, he's literally just been blasting people out. I was lucky enough to be at the O2 for the Nathan Gorman fight, where he made quick work of Gorman. Then he steps back in the ring in September. I don't know if we're going to see Daniel Dubois again for the rest of the year, but he's literally only had 6 rounds in the last 2 months. Maybe if Frank Warren's got another card coming up, November or December time, he might just stick Daniel Dubois on there just to keep him a little bit fresh. But it's been an amazing year for Dubois. One, two, three, four fights in 2019. He's been active. But yeah, let's get back to Ebenezer the Geezer. He got knocked down once. Daniel Dubois was just unloading combinations on him. He gets back up. Daniel Dubois, within about 10 seconds, pounces back on him again. The referee waves off the fight. The reason why I never made a video was because the fight was so short that this video itself is probably going to be 2 or 3 times longer than the actual fight was. But that's just the nature of the game. This is heavyweight boxing, and this is what people come to see. The big guys, the 6'3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8s, and 9s. These big, huge guys that weigh 18, 19 stones, literally just tearing the living shit out of each other. Ebenezer the Geezer, I don't really want to see him again unless he's just going to be used for like cow fodder. Is that the word that people use? If he's used to feed to other people, this guy is nothing more than a journeyman. And to me, I think he's the number 2 in Ghana. I mean, if I was Frank Warren, if I was Eddie Hearn, and I had an upcoming promising heavyweight, I'd probably look to bring Richard Latte back over Ebenezer. I mean, if you've got a guy that you want to show a bit of a step up fight with, but then again, who knows? I don't think Joe Joyce would iron out Ebenezer the Geezer as quickly as Dubois did. But then again, nobody would want to watch the fight anyway. I think Ebenezer's got to go back to fighting Nigerian and Ghanaian cab drivers. And for Daniel Dubois, I mean, the world is his oyster. I think that Frank Warren just needs to take it very slowly with this guy. I think that Daniel Dubois is good enough to go in there and start fighting for European and international titles right now. But at the same time, I think he should just take his time and learn his trade. Let's not forget, guys, Daniel Dubois has only just turned 22. He really shouldn't be fighting for a world title for at least another 2 or 3 years at best. By then, Deontay Wilder's finished. Anthony Joshua will probably be finished or coming towards the end. Tyson Fury would probably be finished or coming towards the end. Luis Ortiz might still be knocking around, but Daniel Dubois, unless there's some guys that come out of the amateurs, I think Daniel Dubois is looking at running the roost. So just take your time. He's 22 years old and he's had 13 fights. There's absolutely no reason for him to take it at any sort of pace. I mean, he only had a handful of amateur fights, and I'm really liking the development that he's got. He's just won the Commonwealth title, so maybe defend that a couple of times, maybe go after the European belt. In my opinion, Joe Joyce don't want any smoke with Daniel Dubois, and I don't blame him. And I also think to myself, like, right now, I don't think Huey Fury would want it. I mean, Daniel Dubois did call out Dave Price, I think it was. Price, he don't want none of that work, but I'd love to see that fight. There's a lot of good domestic British fights that Daniel Dubois could get. The only thing about Daniel Dubois is that I don't think none of these guys will want to fight him, and the reason why is because Daniel Dubois is a lot of risk for not much reward. Maybe Uncle Frank can get on the phone to the Don himself, Al Heyman, and maybe we can get Dubois versus Al Heyman's big prospect. What's that geezer called? The Nigerian Nightmare. Oh shit, I can't even remember what his name is. The guy who had the guy walk out of the ring. Shit, this is really unprofessional. Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. Let me end this video because I'm just baffling on anyway. So yeah, another knockout victory for Dubois. Dubois continues to excel. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Where do you think Dubois can end up? For me, he's going to be a world champion. I just think that he needs to take his time. If you guys think that he won't, or if you guys think he could be a champion in 6 to 12 months, let me know. I think he should wait it out. He's only 22. Go after a world championship when you're 25. Don't rush. Look at what happened to Anthony Yard recently. He came up short and he probably should have waited a little bit longer. So yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. Also, do me a favor and share this video. That's the end of the show because Remstar says so.